Hey guys, how's it going? Miso here, back with another Epic 7 video. We have the Guilty Gear collab back in action again. This is super exciting. I know a lot of people have been waiting for probably even an entire year for this collab to come back to get some highly coveted units like Biken and Dizzy and even Soul, and the new unit Elfelt Valentine. I know people are hyped for that, so things are super exciting right now. A lot of people are playing, and there's a lot of events going on. Everything's great. Well, sort of great. I'll talk about that a little later, but people are having fun with the game. People are doing the content. There's a lot of events helping us out with our progression. And with all these things out, with the Guilty Gear side story, with the different events, with like Hunt event, Spirit Altar event, Adventure event, and the changes to Hunt, all these different things coming together, you probably might be thinking, what should I be doing? And here I am today to answer that question, help give you a little bit of guidance on what you should do. It's probably more aimed towards the earlier game, mid-game players. I know a lot of people either started playing recently or came back recently because of all the events. So this is mostly here to help you, but maybe late game players might get a little bit of advice or just confirmation on that they're doing things correctly. I don't know, but just want to give you some advice. So with these events, I'm going to start with early game players. Right now, you might see that there's an event going on, right? There is free unequip for both equipment artifacts and also a gold event and the hunt and crafting material drop rate increase event. And you might be thinking, oh my gosh, crafting materials, gold, this is a perfect time for you to do hunts, especially you come in here and it's like, oh my gosh, hunt event in progress, I should be doing this. For new players, I definitely would not recommend doing hunt right now, because you're probably not going to be able to clear the hunts that are valuable. So in terms of the valuable hunts, really, the only ones you're going to want to do are Hunt 11, Hunt 12, and Hunt 13. And unfortunately, if you're a new player right now, you're probably not these stages. Maybe you're at Hunt 7, Hunt 8, Hunt 9. Those, unfortunately, not really worth your time, because you're not really going to be getting the equipment that you want at the frequency that you want. You're not going to be really benefiting too much from the gold increase. So really, I don't think you should be focusing on this right now. Early game players, what you should be focusing on is, well, if you're super early, finishing up Adventure 1010, of course, getting that Moonlight Summon, being able to progress, because that's probably all you can really do right now in terms of the content out there. Focusing on finishing that and getting units, getting equipment, finishing up that Adventurous Path thing that's right here normally on the under the Destina banner. That'll give you some equipment and stuff to start off to boost your team. That's really what you should be focusing on right now. And additionally, to that, you should be focusing on the Guilty Gear side story. So this one right here, you should be focusing on this one because it gives you a really good hero, Soul. He will definitely help you a lot through the early mid game. He does a lot of damage without having much gear on him, especially because of his S3. It does proportional to max HP, kind of like Daydream Joker. All his moves do that instead of his S1, so his S2 and S3. So you should really do this, get Soul. Junkyard Dog is not as important, though you'll probably want to get a max copy just in case, because down the line when you're doing Wyvern 13, Junkyard Dog can be very useful, as I've mentioned in my past videos. So you're going to want to focus on clearing through this, and then when you're doing this, you're also going to get the opportunity to farm this artifact called Portrait of Saviors. So I have not gone through this event yet because I've been focusing mainly on Hunt, but at some point during this event, you're going to be able to, during this side story, you're going to be able to farm the Portrait of Saviors artifact. And that is a really good artifact no matter what point you are in the game. And my gut is telling me that this is the only time that you can get it. So if you look at actually, you know what? I'll probably go through this at the end of the video, but just so everybody can get it, whether it's early players, mid players, and late game players. I think this is really important information for everybody. So you should be farming that artifact, making sure you get through the entire side story, going to the exchange shop, getting soul, getting your Molagora seed, getting your covenant bookmarks for the limited heroes that are coming out that you want. And I'd say if you're early on, definitely another priority is going to be the penguins, because it's going to help you with the progression a lot, help you with EXP for your units. And these artifact charms are going to be important as well, because it'll let you upgrade your artifacts, and artifact charms are sort of rare. They're not super rare, but they definitely can be rare and hard to get. And then these catalysts as well. The reason why I'm not telling you to get like everything in the shop is because and putting these catalysts as last priority is because for early game players, you're probably not going to be able to clear the higher level difficulties of the side story missions. So it's going to be a lot harder for you to get this currency. Oh yeah, and also, if you aren't using Junkyard Dog or Necro and Undine, which as an early game player you probably didn't have Necro and Undine. If you're not using Junkyard Dog, you should probably use it while you're farming this, because it is an enhanced artifact, which means that if you're using it, you get more of the currency. So you get these broken CDs records and these shattered record fragments and these ribbon hairbrushes. So you get more of those while using this. So you should definitely be using this while you're doing your side story. But as I mentioned, it's probably very hard for you to get these currencies quickly, because you're not able to farm through hell difficulty, which is the best way to get these currencies. You're really only probably farming normal or easy. Try to do normal, because that's probably the next best next to hell. But yeah, so I'd say those are really the priorities that you should focus on. And of course, going through the tournament, you're going to be getting some good rewards. You're getting catalysts, which are good. You're getting some money, artifact charms, soul here at the end, and Giga Phantasma, Terra Phantasma, and a Molagora seed. So these are some really good rewards for you to get as you're progressing through. So definitely do all of those. That's really where your priority is. Finishing Adventure and GG Collab. Now for mid-game players, I'm assuming mid-game players, and where I'm ranking mid-game players is going to be you're able to clear Hunt 11. And I'd say that as a mid-game player, it is worth it to clear Hunt 11, because you are going to be getting a good number of these Abyss Drake Claws, your crafting materials. You're going to start getting these reforging materials, which are very important. And you're going to be getting a good number of 85 years as well. So I would recommend, as a mid-game player right now, during this event, because there is the 50% hunt crafting material drop rate increase and also the gold increase, to be focusing your energy on hunts. So clearing Hunt 11, trying to make it up to Hunt 12, eventually making your way up to Hunt 13. That is really your goal for this event, what you're going to be doing, and it also gives you some good gold, which is definitely going to be a bottleneck for you later on. As you're upgrading more gears, crafting more gears, you're definitely going to want that. So I'd say that the focus right now at this current moment is going to be the hunts. Now, past the hunt event, when the Spirit Altar event comes up, I'd say that you should probably go move your focus over to the Guilty Gear side story. So this one right here. I mentioned this earlier in the early game folks guide, but I'm assuming that as a mid-game player, you've probably experienced a couple of these events already, so you probably know what to do. But go through the side story, make sure you get, clear it, get all the rewards, and then come to the exchange shop and get everything that you need. As a mid-game player, I probably also assume that you don't have, you weren't playing last Guilty Gear collab, so definitely focus on getting Soul. He's really good. He's gonna be definitely carrying you through a lot of this content, especially Golem. He does a lot of damage without much gear. So definitely get him, get Junkyard Dog, because that's definitely going to help you with Hunt 13 later on. So try to get this maximum imprinted, and for the definitely try to clear out the shop. So, you know, getting the Roller Gora Seed, getting the Covenant bookmarks, the penguins, the artifact charms, catalyst. I'd say probably in terms of priority, you should do Molagora Seed, Covenant bookmarks for the limited unit summons, and then the catalyst, and then you could probably do the artifact charms and then the penguin, and then the rest is, you know, you could just go and get if you want them. They're not super important because there's other ways to get them pretty easily. But yeah, for a mid-game player, definitely that's where my focus is going to be while the hunt event is going on. Focus on that, and after that's over, then you're going to be moving on to the side story, because I think that clearing this is going to be very important. Now, if you need runes, definitely go ahead, make a pit stop, get some runes, because you're always going to need runes. But I'd say that if you're not really in super need of runes, I'd focus on this side story. It really is going to give you a lot. And focus on farming Portrait of Saviors, because that's very, very good. I'll go over a little bit later. Again, I mentioned this earlier, but I'll go over this at the end of the video, why you should be focusing on the Portrait of Saviors. So yeah, that's mid-game players. Now, end-game players, what I'd focus on is very, very similar, of course. And I'd say this is for early game, early end, mid-game, early end game, mid end game, late end game. You're really going to be focusing on hunts, and you should already know this as being an end game player. You should know that you should be farming the hell out of Hunt Stage 13. If you can, focus on that right now. That's what I've been doing all day, farming these reforged materials, these crafting materials, these equipment. Of course, really my focus isn't going to be getting the equipment, because the hunt, like, the drops never really give you that much good equipment. Maybe you'll get like 1 or 2 if you're lucky, but really a lot of how you're going to get the good equipment is going to be on crafting with the crafting materials and doing the reforging. So reforging 85 gear, and of course you want these reforging essences to help you upgrade your gear to level 90 to get you those better premium stats. So that's what you should be focusing on right now. Of course, after this, again, go ahead and focus your energy on doing the side story, the Guilty Gear collab, getting, going through this, finishing it up, getting, as much as this as you want. A lot of the endgame players probably have Soul and Junkyard Dog max, so you probably don't have to focus on that. Focus on, of course, Molagora Seed, focus on the Catalysts, focus on the Covenant bookmarks, focus on the Artifact Charms. That's really what you're going to be focusing on as an endgame player, whether it's early, mid, or late endgame. But the other thing, I'd say probably the most important out of this, is to get your Portrait of Saviors. So Portrait of Saviors, and this is going to be advice for everybody, whether you're early game, mid game, end game. I think Portrait of Saviors is basically the highest priority out of everything in this Guilty Gear collab, like the side story. It is the best cleaving artifact. It's better than Tonfa. Even at 15, it's only 1% less than max Tonfa. So I haven't started farming this, but this is what I got from the last collab. Unfortunately, when the last collab was happening, I literally just started playing the game, so I didn't know why I would need a Portrait of Saviors. I'm like, yeah, Tonfa pretty much is better. It's only by better like 4%. That's not much. That's a lot. It's a lot of damage that you're missing out on. So I'd say farm 2 to 3 copies of this, probably 3 just to be safe, because this event lets you farm as many as you want, and that's really, really, really nice. I was actually expecting them to do something different. I was expecting them to put this in the Hall of Trials, which would make farming really, really hard, but they put it in the side story for us to farm, which is absolutely amazing, and I thank them for this. But this really leads me to another reason why I believe that this is the most important thing to farm right now. Well, not right now, but before the event goes away, because I really don't think you're gonna be able to get this any other way until the next time this collab comes back, or if it comes back. So if you notice, a lot of the artifacts that were limited in the past, like they were, you know, from those challenge arenas, I think they were called, or something like that, before they got rid of them, they were put into Hall of Trials. They were put into this exchange shop. So you have Sword of Azera, you have Ayla's Violin, you have Crimson Seed, you have Shepherds of Chaos, you have Tear of the Desert, and I think, you know, I don't think I was playing during the time earlier than that, but maybe these are also the earlier Challenge Arena ones. You guys are definitely gonna have to let me know on that one, because I wasn't playing then, if it was earlier on in the game. But these were limited artifacts that you got from those challenges. And same with Portrait of Saviors. You also got it in the same way, but it was happening during the Guilty Gear collab. But I expected them to put that in here, in the exchange shop for the Hall of Trials, like these other artifacts. But they didn't. They put it in the side story, which leads me to believe that after the side story is gone, it's not going to go into the Hall of Trials shop. This is going to be the only time where you're going to be able to get that artifact. So farm it, you know, farm the hell out of it. Farm, I'd say 2 to 3 copies. I'm personally going to farm 3 copies. In terms of copies, I mean by limit broken, like max limit broken copies. So I'm going to be farming, what is it, 3 times 6, which is 18 copies of this. It's going to be a lot of energy, a lot of time. But trust me, it's going to be worth it. There's so many units that you could use this on. It helps with farming, it helps with PvP, it helps with everything. So really focus all your energy on getting 2 to 3 copies of it, because it's very important. You're not going to regret it. And I really don't think it's going to be coming back for another year. But yeah, so that's really it. And you know, after this, of course, the Adventures AP shop is gonna have well, after this and the Spirit Altar, the Adventure AP shop is gonna be having an event as well, and you can do that if you finish this Guilty Gear side story. But yeah, hopefully this helped you guys with, you know, figuring out what you need to be doing right now during this event. Hopefully, you know, you learned something wherever you are in the game. Let me know if you did. Let me know if I missed anything. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments below. Always happy to answer them. And yeah, you know, enjoy the game. Enjoy farming, I guess, because you're going to be doing a lot of that. And good luck with your pools, because these limited units, you should definitely be getting them. I know Baiken is definitely a harder unit to gear. She's definitely very niche, but I think that just the fact of her being a limited unit, limited collab unit, means that you should get her. Torn Sleeve is really good for hunts, so you should try to get at least a copy of that. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time then. Like, comment, subscribe, of course, as always. And that's about it. All right, peace.